Okay. So now we proceed with pre-critical theories. Yan. Pre-classical perspectives of crime and punishment. So for the vast majority of human civilization's history, people believed that criminal activity was caused by either supernatural or religious factors. Yun talaga yung pinakaunang criminological theory. It's actually demonological theory. Ulit. Ang pinakaunang theory in criminology is demonological theory. Kasi during that time, during the olden times, naniniwala sila na ang isang ah ano to? Ang isang dahilan kung bakit gumagawa ng krimen ng isang tao ay dahil sinasaniban siya ng masamang espiritu, something like that. Okay, some primitive societies believe that crime increased during thunderstorms or droughts. Kapag may kalamidad, tsaka daw tumataas ang bilang ng krimen. Most primitive cultures believe that when people engage in behavior that violated the rules of the tribe or clan, the devil or evil spirits were making them do it. Yun yung paniniwala nila. Dahil nga, sinaniban sila. So one of the most common supernatural beliefs of primitive cultures was that the moon in its fullest state was a trigger for criminal activity. Kapag bilog daw ang buwan, as in kapag full moon, madami daw gumagawa ng krimen, nababaliw daw yung mga tao nun. Eh, di ba? Parang paniniwala lang natin kapag bilog ang buwan, may hindi magandang nangyayari, and yung mga tao noon, tingin nga nila, nagkakaroon ng madaming bilang ang krimen kapag full moon. Weird. Okay. Then, as now, there is influence was then, as now, this influence was believed to be caused by higher powers, such as the destructive influence of the moon itself. Modern studies have shown that this connection between the full moon and crime is primarily a classical school theoretical model. There are simply more opportunities to commit a crime when the moon is full. Mas madami daw pagkakataong gumawa ng krimen kapag full moon. Specifically, there is more light during the full moon phase. Kasi, di ba, ang mga kriminal, pinipili nilang gumawa ng krimen kapag gabi para hindi sila makita o mahirapan ang mga witness kung sakali man na ma-identify sila kasi nga madilim. Kaya dumadami ang on the part of the criminal, nahihirapan din sila. Nahihirapan sila maghanap buhay. Kaya, pine-prefer nila gumawa ng krimen kapag full moon kasi may liwanag silang nakukuha kapag gabi kahit papano. Ayun. Which means more people on the streets are more opportunities for crime kapag full moon nga dahil maliwanag. Also, nighttime is well established as a higher risk period for adult crimes such as sexual assault. Thus, for most of human civilization's history, people believed that crime was caused by supernatural or religious factors. Tayo mag-next. Leading to theories of crime such as the devil made me do it. Inutusan ako ng demonyo. Sinaniban ako, sinapian ako. Yun yung mga paniniwala noon. Kaya daw nakakagawa ng krimen. There were many variations on this perspective, such as crime caused by the full moon or excessive thunder, due to the assumption that evil spirits were driving the motivations for criminal activity, punishments for criminal acts, especially for those deemed particularly offensive to the norms of a given society, were often quite inhumane, by modern standards. So when we say norms, ito yung kung ano ang normal sa isang society. And yung mga gumagawa nga daw ng mga criminal acts ay yung mga evil spirits which lead to offending those people na nakapaligid sa kanila. So for example, during the Middle Ages or Dark Ages, common punishments including beheading, torturing, burning alive at the stake, drowning, stoning, which is still used by many Islamic courts in portions of Africa and the Middle East. I was able to watch a video na ang babae na nakagawa na nangaliwa sa mga Muslims, binabaon ng half, so hanggang kanyang lower torso, tapos binabato, ini-stone siya. As in, binabato siya ng bato. Dahil hindi nga siya makakilos, dahil nakabaon yung kalahati ng katawan niya. So parang, yun, di siya makaiwas, nahirapan siya kumilos. Ayan, pinapractice pa rin hanggang ngayon. And quartering, in which the limbs of convicted criminals are tied to 4 horses and then the horses are made to run in opposite directions. Therefore, kapag nakatali na yung mga paa mo sa kabayo, tapos pag ganun ang takbo ng kabayo, mangyayari talaga sa mahahati ka. Mawawarak ka. Literal. Buong katawan mo mawawarak. Syempre, kamamatay mo yun. So these punishments seem harsh by contemporary standards, but given the context of the crimes, they were fairly standard and widely accepted. Of course, during those times or those years, kasi nga kailangan kasi nga hindi pa naman ganun ka civilized ang panahon noon, kaya acceptable pa at wala pang human rights noon na talagang pinapanukala. Kaya pati torture, mga ganitong uri ng punishment ay accepted ng society. Okay. During the age of the Enlightenment, so in the midst of this extremely draconian times of the mid-1600s, Thomas Hobbes, in his book Leviathan, proposed rational theory for why people are motivated to form democratic states of governance. So, pag sinabing draconian, ito kasi yung galing ito sa Code of Draco. Yung Code of Draco ay isang listahan ng mga batas na kung saan sobrang harsh ng punishment. Okay, yun. Sobrang harsh ng punishment. Kaya nabuo yung term na draconian. So, sinasabi dito, during that time, draconian times, nagawa ni Thomas Hobbes ang kanyang libro. Okay. So Hobbes proclaimed that people are rational. Pag sinabing rational, alam ang ginagawa. Kayang ipaliwanag kung bakit niya ginagawa ang isang bagay. So they will logically organize a sound system of governance to create rules that will help alleviate the constant fear of offense by others. It is interesting that the very emotion or fear that motivates individuals to cooperate in the formation of government is the same emotion that inspires these individuals to obey the laws of government created because they fear the punishment imposed for breaking rules. At ang sinasabi dito, yung emosyon, yung damdamin ng tao, ang nagmo-motivate sa kanya na sumunod doon sa batas. Okay. Hobbes clearly stated that until citizens in such societies received a certain degree of respect from their governing bodies as well as from their justice system, they would never fully buy into the authority of the government or the system of justice. Ang tao daw dapat matanggap niya muna ang respeto sa kanya ng gobyerno. Hobbes proposed a number of extraordinary ideas that came of social structure, which had extreme implications for the justice system throughout the world. Specifically, Hobbes declared that beings yan. Human beings are rational beings. Ang tao, rational. Who choose their destiny by society. At lahat ng ginagawa niya, talagang dinidesisyonan niya, ginusto niya yung mga ginagawa niya. Hobbes further proposed that individuals in such societies democratically create rules of conduct that all members of society must follow. These rules that all citizens decide on becoming laws, and the result of not following these laws is a punishment determined by the democratically instituted government. So, yung mga citizen din ang nagde-decide kung ano ang mga magiging batas at ano ang magiging kaparusahan kapag lumabag sa batas. Well, that's democracy, di ba? In democratic countries kasi, we elect our leaders, even lawmakers. So, kung nasusunod lang talaga ang trabaho ng mga lawmakers, then they are truly representing what is best for the people, for their people in their country. Okay? It is clear from Hobbes' statement that the government, as instructed by the citizens, not only has the authority to punish individuals who violate the rules of the society, but, more importantly, is bound by duty to punish such individuals. If such an authority fails to fulfill this duty, it can quickly result in a breakdown in the social order. The arrangement of citizens agreeing to abide by the rules or laws set forth by a given society in return for protection is commonly referred to as social contract. So, kontrata, ibig sabihin may kasunduan. So, ang mga citizens ay sumasang-ayon sa kasunduan na susunod sila sa mga batas. At ang gobyerno naman, ang ibibigay niya ay ipagtatanggol sila, poprotektahan yung mga taong yun. Kuha nyo? So, ang citizen, sinasabi niya, sige, susunod kami sa mga batas nyo. Sige, sabi naman ng gobyerno, sige, sumunod kayo sa batas at kami naman poprotektahan namin kayo. Yun yung social contract. Yung pagkakasundo nila sa pagsunod at sa pagprotekta. Okay. Hobbes introduced the idea emphasized by all the other Enlightenment theorists after him, such as Rousseau, Locke, Voltaire, and Montesquieu, and it embodies their underlying philosophies. Although all the Enlightenment philosophers had significant differences of belief, the one belief they had in common was that in the social contract. This idea that people invest in the laws of their society in exchange for the guarantee that they will be protected from others who violate those laws is universal across all the Enlightenment philosophers. Okay, yung binabanggit natin kanina, the Demonological theory. It maintains that criminal behavior was believed to be the result of evil spirits and demons, something of natural force and controls behavior. Yun nga, yung sinasabi natin kanina pa, na ang mga demonyo daw sumasapi sa tao. Kaya nakagagawa ng krimen kasi may sapi siya. Yun ang explanation dyan. During the medieval, the most common explanations for the commission of the wrong act is said to be caused by the devil. From this account, the method uses in the determination of truth or trial were arbitrary and unreasonable. As in, ito yung mga harsh punishment. For example, inakusahan ka na mangkukulam ka na isa kang witch. Ang gagawin sa'yo, itatali ka sa upuan, tapos yung upuan na yon ay ilalaglag sa ilog. Kapag namatay ka, kapag hindi ka namatay, witch ka. So, ang gagawin, susunugin ka nun. Sunugin kang buhay. Pero kung, ang tawag kasi dyan, dunking. Kapag dinunk ka na doon sa ilog at namatay ka, hindi ka witch. Hindi ka witch, pero patay ka na. Yan. Weird, diba? Kaya nga sabi dyan, the method uses in the determination of truth were arbitrary and unreasonable. So although through the Middle Ages, 1200 to 1600, superstition and fear of satanic possession dominated the thinking. People who violated social norms or religious practices were believed to be witches or possessed by demons. The prescribed method for dealing with the possessed was burning at the stake. Yun na nga, itatali ka sa isang puno o sa isang kahoy. Tapos, papalibutan ka, tapos susunugin ka. A practice that survived into the 17th century. Social contract theory. So the social contract theory can be defined loosely as a sort of hypothetical or actual agreement between society and its state. This agreement has been said to be responsible for the basis of our moral decisions and stances. In other words, we merely abide by the government's rules and regulations in the hope that others will do the same, subsequently leading to a more secure and comfortable life. This theory draws on several philosophers who include Hobbes, Locke, Hume, and Rousseau to explore whether it is true that our moral obligations can be explained by a social contract. Again, pag sinabi natin social contract, ito yung kontrata ng society at ng kanyang citizens. Na ang citizens, oo, susunod kami sa batas nyo, pero kailangan protektahan nyo kami. That is the social contract. Kaya, hindi na kagagawa ng krimen dahil nga sa social contract na yun. In the midst of this extremely draconian times of the mid-1600s, Thomas Hobbes in his book Leviathan proposed a rational theory for why people are motivated to form democratic states of governance. Hobbes proclaimed that people are rational, so they will logically organize a sound system of governance to create rules that will help alleviate the constant fear of offense by others. It is interesting that the very emotion or fear that motivates individuals to cooperate in the formation of government is the same emotion that inspires these individuals to obey the laws of the government created. Because they fear the punishment imposed for breaking the rules. Kaya sumusunod ang mga tao sa mga batas na pinatutupad kasi takot silang maparusahan. Yun ang dahilan, dahil sa takot. Kaya hindi sila gumagawa ng krimen. So Hobbes clearly stated that until citizens in such societies receive a certain degree of respect from their governing bodies as well as from their justice system, they would never fully buy into the authority of the government or the system of justice. So hanggat hindi nyo kami nire-respeto, sabi ng mga citizens, hindi namin kayo susundin. Hindi namin susundin yung mga batas na ginawa nyo hanggat di nyo kami nire-respeto. Okay, yun ang usapan dyan. So Hobbes proposed a number of extraordinary ideas that came of social structure which had extreme implications for the justice system throughout the world. Specifically, Hobbes declared that human beings are rational beings who choose their destiny by creating a society. Hobbes further proposed that individuals in such societies democratically create rules of conduct that all members of society must follow. So, yung mga batas ay also democratically done. Hindi pwedeng kung ano lang ang personal na gusto ng isa ay ipatutupad bilang batas. Kumbaga may kasunduan din ang lahat. Okay. These rules that all citizens decide on becoming laws, and the result of not following these laws are a punishment determined by the democratically instituted government. It is clear from Hobbes' statements that the government, as instructed by the citizens, not only has the authority to punish individuals who violate the rules, may karapatan ang gobyerno na parusahan ang mga lumalabag sa batas. Kaya nga, sino ba nanguhuli sa mga lumalabag sa batas? 'Di ba, police? Tapos ikukulong mo sa jail. Ang jail ay part din ng government. Kapag pinatutunayan na ang kanyang innocence or guilt, gagawin yon sa korte, which is also part of the government. And then, sabihin na natin nasintensyahan siya, guilty ang sabi ni judge. Kapag nasintensyahan na siya, dadalhin siya sa bilibid. So, part pa rin ng government. Okay? So it is clear that from Hobbes' statements that the government, as instructed by the citizens, not only has the authority to punish individuals who violate the rules of the society, but more importantly, is bound by duty to punish such individuals. If such an authority fails to fulfill this duty, it can quickly result in a breakdown of the social order. The arrangement of citizens agreeing to abide by the rules or laws set forth by a given society in return for protection is commonly referred to as the social contract. Nabanggit na to kanina. Hobbes introduced this idea, but it was emphasized by all the other Enlightenment theorists after him, such as Rousseau, Locke, Voltaire, and Montesquieu. Kumbaga, idea talaga yan ni Hobbes, kaso nakuha ng ibang tao yung kanyang idea. Okay. And it embodies their underlying philosophies. Although the Enlightenment philosophers had significant differences of belief, the one belief they had in common was in the social contract. This idea that people invest in the laws of their society in exchange for the guarantee that they will be protected from others who violate those laws is universal. So, hindi lang siya pang Pilipinas, pang buong mundo siya. Across all the Enlightenment philosophers. Okay, patapos na. Development of criminology. So the discipline of criminology has evolved in 3 phases, beginning in the 18th century. Although crime and criminals have been around for as long as societies have existed, the systematic study of this phenomena did not begin until the late 1700s. So, dati kasi, hindi naman separate field talaga ang criminology. Part siya ng sociology. At napagtanto nga nila na kailangan separate branch na ito. Kasi masyado nang malawak yung pinag-aaralan namin, sabi nila. Okay. Prior to that time, most explanation of crime equated it with sin, the violation of a sacred obligation. The first phase involved when scholars first distinguished crime from sin. They made possible explanations of criminal behavior that were not theological, hindi siya based sa Bible or religious. This, in turn, allowed for the dispassionate scientific study of why crime occurs. The development of this study is now known as the era of classical criminology. So, ang classical criminology is actually part of development of the criminology. The second phase, which began in the 1900s, is referred to as modern criminology. During this era, criminology distinguished itself as a subspecialty. Yun, subspecialty lang siya subspecialty within the emerging disciplines of psychology, sociology, and economics. Scholars formed criminological societies and found criminology journals. Criminologists conducted empirical tests, gumawa sila ng mga observations, experiments. So, hindi sila nag-quanti na research, nag-quali sila. Of their theories rather than relying solely on speculation, and consequently developed a wide range of theories. The third phase, beginning in the second half of the 20th century, may be called independent criminology. Nakuha niyo yan ulit. First phase, classical criminology. Second phase, modern criminology. Third phase, independent criminology. So during this period, criminology began to assert its independence from the traditional discipline. So nagsisimula na siyang humiwalay doon sa mga ibang disiplina. Kasi nga, napagtanto niya na iba dapat ito, itong sa criminology. Assert its independence from the traditional disciplines that spawned it. In Western Europe, the United States, and Canada, criminologists expanded their professional associations and published an increasing number of journals. Kaya dumarami ang mga publishers dahil sa ganitong dahilan. A number of universities developed graduate programs in criminology like AUF. Criminological theories have become more multidisciplinary, spanning various fields of study, because independent criminologists seek to understand crime itself rather than study crime as one aspect of an overall sociological or psychological theory. So hindi daw dapat na sabihin na nating umasa sa iba yung mga tao, because tawag dito, kalimutan ko. Balikan ko na lang. Sinasabi lang dito na criminological theories have become more multidisciplinary. This means that hindi na lang ni isang bagay ang sakop ng isang theory na maipaliwanag. Madami na ring paraan. So, because independent criminologists seek to understand crime rather than study crime as one aspect of an overall sociological or psychological background.